This recent news from Gala has me super excited about the potential that Gala has going forward as a potentially enormous investment. Now, in the past, I've shared a few of my concerns about Gala, but in this video, I'm going to talk about why those concerns are starting to subside. And actually, I think Gala could be one of the ultimate investments in crypto going forward. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So in my Telegram group, which is absolutely free and linked down below if you want to go and check it out, I'd love to have you in there. I know that Gala is one of the top picks. I know that many people are interested in Gala, but I didn't realize quite how much everyone loved Gala games until recently. Now, we all know that Gala is an excellent project. It's a suite of different games that all run on a blockchain. You can use the Gala coin to be able to buy NFTs, to be able to participate in different games, to be able to upscale the way in which you interact with different games. I've always loved Gala because it's a suite of games, okay? It's not just one game that could potentially fail, but it has loads of different games coming up all the time, and now they're starting to dip into things like music and other entertainment sources, and I'm pretty sure it's going to do extremely well going forward. Now, before we jump into the specific Gala news and the reaction that I've seen from it, I want to address something else that I've talked about already about Gala. Now, I've showed you this image before about the GameFi industry going forward. Huge shift right now from the global gaming market, which is already enormous and always growing around 13% annually. We are seeing blockchain games taking a huge portion of that at a really accelerated rate, to the point that in 2026, it's going to be worth around $67.4 billion, of which Gala is a massive part of that going forward. But I have talked about in the past a problem with competition coming in. When money flows into a space, you're going to get competition. It's an absolute no-brainer that competition rolls in. But then I had a thought about this, and I realized something incredibly important. Yes, competition rolls into crypto spaces, but guess what? It doesn't really matter that much, because each time the market is growing exponentially, and the older kind of platforms within a particular area will always be king. And whether you like it or not, Ethereum will still be the king of the blockchains. Yes, Algorand, Solana, HBAR if you like, will all be able to claim something that Ethereum can't do. But because Ethereum has been around for that much longer, it's been more battle tested, is therefore more respected, and just ultimately more people know the name, more people will be willing to invest in it, and that's why Ethereum will still be the daddy for a much longer period into the future than perhaps many people expect. Gala Games has that same effect, even if you get new platforms arriving in the space that could well be perhaps better in terms of the games they produce, in terms of the tokenomics, which maybe are a little bit shady when it comes to Gala Games, then you'd anticipate that maybe they'd take away some of the market share, which is true, but in my opinion, Gala is still going to be the daddy of the gaming or GameFi space as we move towards 2026 and beyond with the growth of GameFi. So before we look into the price predictions, which I know obviously you're pumped to see, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment, I want to talk about this piece of news. And yeah, you've probably heard it, but what I want to talk about is actually the reaction that we've seen from it. Gala V2 airdrop announced what you need to know. And this is all happening because of the upgrade to the Ethereum network. You'll be getting an upgrade on the Gala network as well. So now this is probably something that's been anticipated, and many people anticipated this before. But unlike most markets, which price in good news before the actual launch of the news because it's anticipated already, and we probably saw that with Ethereum because most of the holders or the big money is in Ethereum right now, there's not really much in the way of big money in Gala. So we've seen a positive reaction to this news, but it hasn't come until the news has actually dropped, because 99% of people who hold Gala didn't even realize that this news was coming. And that means that most of the people who are holding Gala right now are not big institutions. Most of the money is held by retail investors. So we've seen a good pump in the value of Gala going forward, but without anything from institutions. So if we jump across to this Gala chart, we would anticipate that all of this price action that's come in the last few months or so has all happened because of retail investors getting excited about what's going on in Gala. So from this price down here at around 1.6 cents, we then saw a pump of 258% just off the back of retail investors, not off the back of anyone else out there, not off the back of institutional money coming in. And that tells me that the upside potential is ever increasing. Now, given that the growth of gaming is going to be increasing by about 13% year on year, okay, that means it's compound growth. So the whole global gaming space, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, but mainly moving into the smartphone era, we are seeing incredible growth. Well, you're saying, well, I've had a smartphone since 2007 or 2008, whenever the first iPhone came out. But actually, what has really changed is previously an iPhone or a smartphone was a luxury item and weren't really available to the average person in many countries, particularly in developing countries. However, now in developing countries, everyone has access to a smartphone. Pretty much people are now playing games. That means the industry is getting very, very big. And the GameFi space itself is not only seeing huge development in new games that we're seeing all the time being released, in that we're now seeing AAA rated games being built on the blockchain. This means that that particular space is going to absolutely blow up. And I've already talked about the importance of the network effect and how each of us tells our friends that maybe they should invest in Gala because we're invested in Gala. And this means that exponentially each crypto market is bigger, and for Gala it's going to be exactly the same. But add on top of that the snowball effect of the institutions diving into a space like Gala, and then you've got yourself an absolute boom boy party, which I want to be a part of. So as we look into the Gala chart, as you probably know, because you've probably watched a few Gala videos telling you that it is a 15.8x, just back to all-time highs. And many people saying that maybe we won't get back to the all-time highs because the tokenomics are not great. And a few things the CEO has said that basically he doesn't really care about the investment side, but the token is literally just for using on the platform. Fair enough. But ultimately, I still think that this has incredible growth going forward, whether people even like it or not. And before I give you my price estimation of where I think Gala is going to go, I just want to show you an Ethereum chart. And you're probably thinking, why is he talking about Ethereum? I came here to watch a Gala video. Guys, stick with it, okay? This is extremely important because I want to show you what happens through one bull market into the next bull market and how the growth exponentially gets insanely big. This is much more important than maybe you're thinking it is right now. So this is Ethereum all the way back in 2018. That was not the last bull market, but the bull market before. Okay, we saw Bitcoin booming and we saw the altcoins take off. It went from being worth like a couple of $100, maybe even less, to being $1,300, $1,400. And then we got a bear market, a savage bear market, and then just sat in this crypto winter forevermore. But then what happened, guys? But then what happened is this. And notice the market cycle looks pretty much the same here, where you have a push, a dump, a pump, a push, and then similar kind of thing happened here. A push, a dump, a pump, a drop. And then we get into this. But I want to show you this for this reason. This was the swing high on the first bull market that Ethereum saw. Bearing in mind, we've only had one bull market from Gala. I want to show you from the swing high of Ethereum to the top of the next bull market, Ethereum saw a 2.5x. Now you're like, 2.5x? No big deal. Let's go back to Gala then. So from the top of the Gala market, and guys, this is not an exact science, so don't shoot me if it doesn't happen exactly like this. So let's just do a 2.5x on Gala from the top of the last bull market to the next anticipated swing high that we could see, and that is sat at $2.9, just shy of $3. What that means for Gala from current prices is pretty scary, scarily exciting, if you ask me. So 2.9 was our dollar price. Currently, we are sat at $0.05, 5 cents to $2.9. We would see a 50x from Gala. And I see people all the time telling you, oh, this is going to 50x, this is going to 100x, this is going to 1000x. But no one really tells you and makes you really visualize what that means. I'm talking if you're putting in $100, you're going to be able to walk away $5,000. If you're putting in $1,000, you're going to be able to walk away with $50,000. Now, I'm not saying that's guaranteed, and that is not financial advice, so do your own research before investing any money. But you would anticipate that the growth of the gaming market going the way it's going, and Gala being at the forefront pretty much of the GameFi industry, in my opinion, we would anticipate an absolutely incredible bull market going forward for Gala Games. And yes, there has been FUD, and yes, YouTubers, including myself, will draw your attention to some of the negative aspects that are going on with some of these projects. But still, these things remain true. GameFi is growing at an incredible rate, and crypto is also growing at an incredible rate. It goes through market fluctuations, where it's more exciting, less exciting. We are coming out of a less exciting phase right now, but the next time the bull market rolls around, you know it's going to be bigger than ever before. And yes, there is more coins coming in, it's more competitive, it's more difficult, but the original big dogs will still be there to rule the roost. Ethereum has proved that time and time again by perhaps not being the best blockchain because it's not that quick, it's expensive, but there are good things about it. But still, it will continue to be the most valuable blockchain going forward and will outgrow all the others in this bull market, probably in the next bull market to come. And get into my Telegram, guys. I'd love to have you over there. We're going to be launching a competition this week. It's been delayed, but I'm going to be giving away prizes. and a few other bits and pieces. So make sure you're in my Telegram, absolute no-brainer. Hit that like button for me and you want to make some money in crypto, then subscribe, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye-bye.